Hi Pisces, this is your May 2020 general tarot forecast. So this is for Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, and Pisces Rising signs. I'm really sorry to get this out so late. We had this super bizarre event in my hometown where I live, in the province where I live, and it just really threw me for a loop, so it took up a whole week of my life. Anyway, I'm a little bit behind. I hope that you still enjoy these. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, May 2020. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising for May. Pisces. Pisces. May. Oops. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Alright guys, so I'm going to lay out your first layer of a Celtic cross. I do have another deck where we're going to be exploring the first layer in detail. I'm seeing so many swords. Look at all these swords. Couple of sevens, okay. Couple of fours. All right. Very interesting. I'm just glancing, excuse me, at what I see here. Pardon me. A lot of swords energy here at the beginning of the month. Pardon me, guys. I'm losing my voice here. And then bottom of the deck, some pretty intense swords energy with the Aquarius ruled King of Swords, as you can see here. So this is a wiser old man. This would be an individual who would be involved with medicine or law, someone who is very clinical, considered cold but accurate. This would also include the legal world, contracts, you know, signing dotted lines. Basically someone who, if this isn't your energy, Pisces, it's someone who knows more than you. However, if you're Pisces with some Aquarius in your chart, you can consider this to be your superpower right now. Your knowledge base is definitely your superpower. Do have a couple of majors. We have the Fool and we have Judgment. The rest are minor arcanas. We do have a couple of people. So I mentioned we have an Aquarius person here, and then we have a Gemini person here. Everything else is minor arcana, which means it's easily changeable. There is a lot of movement within the month of May for you, it appears, for you to make some changes. You're definitely looking for a major wish to come true. Something is tricky, or you could be taking a gamble. I would say if you are going to sign something, or if you're signing a contract or making some sort of long-term deal that you're agreeing to, whether it's verbal or written, really doesn't matter. It's all contract law. I would say that you could be, at least for the first 2 weeks of the month, you could be taking a risk or a gamble, and you're going to wait on information. Try to wait on something here, particularly if it has to do with an investment of money. All right, guys, so I'm just shuffling the second deck here to qualify your Celtic cross. So qualify Pisces Celtic cross. Qualify Pisces Celtic cross. All right, folks, we'll see what else comes up in terms of duplicates. Sometimes that can be powerful information. And there's another Four of Pentacles. So I'm going to suggest here that you take your time with money and with a sense of mental or informational clarity, because there's something unknown. You could be fighting about details that somebody isn't even forthcoming about anyway. The Ten of Cups on top of the Ten of Cups. Wow. I do not read reversals, but I am going to read both sides of that card because it's very unusual for a reversal to show itself. And then you have the, how interesting is this? Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, Nine of Cups on top of Eight of Cups. So, you know, by the end of the month, a major wish could come true for you. I would just not be in a hurry. The Star, look at this, Aquarius on top of Aquarius. So a great healing needs to come around a contractual or a clinical deal, information person, someone who is very airy or full of information, an older man, someone who is older than you, specifically a man, has a lot of healing potential or a lot of wisdom and guidance. So I would heed that person. If you don't have this energy in your life, Pisces, I'm going to ask, regarding an investment issue or a contractual issue at this time, whether it's just about you, whether it concerns a relationship, it really doesn't matter. This is a general reading. So whatever this concerns for you, I'm going to suggest that the person who's in charge is in charge to control the situation for their benefit, or a person in charge, or you are to look for someone in order to seek counsel or advice regarding a situation that you find tricky or there isn't enough information. So the situation for you for the month is quite stable, however uninspiring. So we have the Four of Swords qualified by the Four of Pentacles. So this is really rest and recovery around an investment issue. You're unwilling to just buy anything or invest in anything until new information is available. And that's a great way to go about the month of May, at least the very beginning of May, right? The King of Wands sits atop of, so Leo energy sits on top of Gemini, ruled Knight of Swords. I'm just looking to see if we don't have a couple of Knights. I thought we did, but we don't. What have we got here, though? We have a couple of Nines, two Nines, two Tens. 1, 2, yeah. See, I'm not reading these as 3 9s because these are the same suit. If we had a 9 with a different suit, I would read 3s, but as in multiples. But nonetheless, you have a lot of repeating cards. So back to this guy. So crossing the situation where there's a healing element with relation to an investment, or holding back or withholding or taking your time. So that is paired with some Leo and Gemini energy. And these are very expressive. So we have self-expression mixed with communication. So how you're expressing yourself, you could be excited about moving forward. You could even want to, in a very desperate way, move forward, especially if there's creative potential here involved. Especially if this means that there could be some exciting information. Maybe even a message of support or a message of, like I said, creative potential here. Being in the limelight, being popular. You could have to wait on something regarding moving forward in that direction. 5th house energy, right? Your creative potential, your spiritual growth, wearing your heart on your sleeve, just self-expression. Being able to express yourself confidently here. So it looks like you have to wait on something, or at least that's the situation for the month for you. You know, the foundation of the issue is where we're looking at a great deal of trickery. And I say that because the 7 of Swords is qualified by the 5 of Wands. And what this tells me is there are way too many hands in the pot. Whatever is trying to be sorted out, invested in, or developed here that is perhaps exciting, passionate, you know, full of vigor and potential for you is definitely under the gun. Now, again, this is where I weighed against, this is either a professional who has his or her own best interests at heart, and they're interested in healing their own agenda or coming at the situation from their own agenda, or this is a person that you're going to rely on for information. Whichever way that pans out for you, it's really important to recognize here that there is a gamble. There is an issue or a matter of tricky information, a tricky person, someone who gambles, someone who is engaging in deception. I really don't care if it's conscious or unconscious, and it really doesn't matter, right? I'm not judging, I'm just saying it's you, it's someone else in your environment, someone coming at you, you're approaching someone. This is the energy that's going to be met. It's the foundation of all this. It's the reason why something feels hung up or held up, because there's too many hands in the pie. Even though you're all maybe wanting the same outcome. Could be work, right? Could be where you work. But somebody just needs to be in charge, and they are probably doing it wrong, sadly. So I really suggest at least wait out the first 2 weeks of the month before signing anything or before moving forward contractually towards something that feels like it's going to be very, very beneficial for you, because the foundation of this matter, unfortunately, for the first 2 weeks for you is extremely conflicted. Our recent past is quite glorious. 2 tens of cups. So we have the 10 of cups qualifying the 10 of cups. So, you know, this is a really full heart. It's a family matter. This could have to do with a happy family, creating a happy family, moving forward with your happy family. You know, just having everything that's tickety-boo, having a full heart, having people cared for, considered. You could be dealing with water sign individuals who look at the world the same way you do, or want to see a happy home the way you do. Here's where we're looking at sort of this upside down card. I'll look at that in a second. The 7 of Cups is crowning you. This is what could be working for you. Certainly, whenever I say foundations are what crowns you, this is information that you can use to your advantage. This is something that you can maneuver, manipulate. So the 7 of Cups is a lot of options. Now, it is qualified by a reverse 6 of Wands, as you can see. Upright, this is a victory. This is really being proud of yourself, putting yourself on a pedestal, being congratulated. Reverse, however, it does mean that there is no reason to celebrate, or perhaps something has been done that's premature. And this is where I'm really advising you to just slow down because of what's going on here, right? Something is going to look like it's a victory and it isn't, because of missing or miscalculated information, possibly even deception. Whether that is, as I said, conscious or subconscious, it really doesn't matter. Here in your near future is the Judgment with the 2 of Cups, right? So you have at least one other person on your side who sees life the same way you do, probably a loved one. This could be a partner, but definitely a loved one. Could be a family member, very possibly water sign, who is seeing something differently, seeing something they've seen before differently. So you can make another choice here. You have a choice. We're both looking at a second chance and a decision, right? So you can choose again. I would definitely keep investigating here. Definitely investigate. Definitely seek professional counsel, guys, if at all possible, because if left to your own devices, or if left to someone else's decision who appears as though they know more than you do, that may be true, but they may have an agenda, right? You really have to look out for yourself. Here we're looking at the 3rd week, and here's the Fool qualified by the 6 of Cups. Super sweet energy. This is how you feel about yourself, right? So you're taking a leap into the unknown, a leap of faith in a matter that really concerns your heart. It could even be in relation to a childhood dream coming to fruition. You could be moving further ahead with a partner or a loved one at this time in a direction where your soul is activated. You may feel brand new about this. You may feel as though this is the perfect direction for you. You may feel as though you are supported and supportive. And like I said, it could have to do with a childhood dream. We're seeing the Fool twice here, guys. We're also seeing the Four of Pentacles twice. Four of Pentacles and the Fool. So stability and not dumping your money into something suddenly or without reason is very important. And then moving, you know, with a full heart, with a lot of faith into the future is how other people are seeing you in this position. So the Fool is qualifying the Four of Pentacles. And as I mentioned with the Four of Pentacles, there's a safety zone here. There's a lot of stability, but the investment measures really need to be halted. Right now may not be the right time to invest. Certainly, as it sits on top of the Four of Swords, right? We need to rest. We need to just hold on. So when we see this really glorious life-giving energy, the Fool, that soul energy, the leap of faith, here looking right at the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on, you know, even though you want this dream to come to fruition, and perhaps it speaks to your heart a lot or it's pulling on your heartstrings, there is an element here to be watchful, to make sure that what you are investing is going to support your long-term vision. And it isn't just a flash in the pan, or it isn't just done because you have faith. In fact, I would say faith is a lovely place to come from when you're developing your emotional world or dealing with your family or friends. But when you're spending money or looking at information or misinformation or a sense of trickery or even deception, that's where you want to put the brakes on, right? And so interesting, we see that here. These are in opposition. The Nine of Cups qualified by the Nine of Swords. So this is your wishes and hopes. This is a wish card, literally. It's the card of wishes coming true. And you're kept up at night by it. So I would even say at this point for you, guys, I would say that if something seems too good to be true, back away from something that seems too good to be true. If someone's telling you everything, all the sweet nothings that you wanted to hear, and they're telling you it's no problem, you know what, I'll help you with that. Even if it's in the workplace, whether or not you know them very well, and you may not, we're dealing with very few majors. You could have the best intentions because that's your heart and that's where you come from and that's how you operate, but you may be up against someone or something right now who doesn't operate like that. So your advice for the end of the month going into June is the Eight of Cups qualified by the Nine of Cups, right? So you can walk away from something emotionally taxing here by keeping your wishes high. Don't give in. Don't give in. You could even be under pressure at this time because of a level of excitement, because of some long-term planning, because you want to see the best in everyone, including the people who may not have your best interests at heart. But you can manifest a major wish for yourself by the end of the month by emotionally removing yourself from a troubled thought process. You might have even just made the wrong decision here around a dream, attaining a major wish. And that's what I'm saying here. You can do something about this now. This is almost warning you. Look, if you go in this direction, if you're just going to hurry through this process and not ask really detailed questions or ask for evidence or just believe someone with experience or whatever that means, right? You may be led down a path that isn't in your best interests. And yes, it could be with someone close to you or someone could be advising you. So don't let that person be in a hurry either. You can attain your wishes by the end of the month if you remove yourself emotionally from something that wasn't working. Oops, that fell right in the floor. Yeah, I really, it is the heart-to-heart conversations card. I'm going to let you see it. Heart-to-heart conversations, so very important. Whenever I see heart-to-heart conversations, again, this is general reading. I don't know what's going on in your life. However, whether this is institutional, relational, romantic, career, spiritual, whatever this reading means for you, one party is not going to want to hear it. That's just the nature of sharing your thoughts and beliefs for your desired outcome. How else are you going to get your point across? But how else are you going to know what the other person is thinking and what they want? And if you're headed in the same direction. Right direction, meaning the direction your soul wants to go in. So heart-to-heart conversations, you can sort of see she's opening up to him and he's less than impressed. I mean, that could be someone opening up to you and you don't want to hear it either, right? I get it. But again, truth is king here. It has to matter. Evidence has to matter. And healing around this will take place. But just hold off on signing something, guys, at least until the second week. And at least until you've seen something for yourself, or you are reassured somehow that this is to your benefit only, your and your family's benefit. So we have answered prayer and signs. I really like seeing this for you because I see by the end of the month, here by the 4th week, definitely something will be provided to you in order to help you situate something for yourself. It's really essential here to pay attention to the situation. For, 2 fours, stability, hold still, let's relax, taking a moment in both mind and money. So an answered prayer could just be that, waiting, taking a break from something, holding on, and then looking at the signs, looking at signs of something, using your intuition could be a major component here. This could be part of your superpower, looking at signs, synchronicities, intuition. So we have another card of deception here, guys. The owl, really speaking to the 7 of Swords here, mixed with whale. So whale is record keeper. Whale goes underground, underwater, and they go deep. Record keeper knows what's up because they have information, they have experience. So if someone, and again, not to beat this into the ground here, but if someone has more experience than you, and this is how they're coming at you to sell you something or provide you with something, I'm going to suggest that their record keeping could be deceptive. Certainly, if you're in charge of information or sharing information at this time, beware that you're not the one being deceptive to someone else, because it will be found out eventually. Something's always found out with record keeper. Also, deception is an interesting card here with the owl because it indicates that you can see through deception as well as anyone around you can see through deception as well. So deceiving anyone or being deceived is not going to go over very well this month. But, in terms of signs, be aware of that. I know there's a lot of Fool energy here. There's a lot of open heart. There's a spirited approach to at least the last couple weeks. But, you still want to get things in writing. You want to see that evidence. You don't want to play the fool. You don't want to be fooled, right? Maybe don't let someone know that you're desperate, even if you are. Even if this is a relationship, for example, and you have a lot of suitors and you like one a lot, but you don't really like the others, but you're still dating everybody just sort of for whatever reason. This other person doesn't ever need to know. You can keep that to yourself. You can look for signs. You don't have to trick somebody, but you can do things for your own reasons. Just don't lie and don't gamble. 3 of these guys jumped out. I'm taking them. Round and round is sort of karmic. There's a karmic element here. I'm going to suggest that there is an element here having to do with signs as well. You've seen or done something going on here before, so trust your instincts. And then thinker and flexible. Thinker is showing up so very much. Get out of your feelings this month, if at all possible. Pisces, you really need some clinical, sort of cold, just the facts, ma'am, kind of energy right now. And then flexible, right? Stay flexible, stay open to new possibilities. Try not to get so hung up on something here that you always wanted, for example, or that looked really dreamy. Particularly if you have a second chance at looking at something, you know, keep your options open here, guys, and try not to sign on any dotted line if at all possible. So Pisces, that is your reading for the month. Guys, if you enjoy my content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Also, if you have a second, comment below. I love hearing from you guys. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video for your sign. Take excellent care, everybody. Bye for now.